Bruno Mars, the supremely talented singer, songwriter, and performer, has captured the hearts of millions with his infectious hits like Uptown Funk and Just the Way You Are. Known for his electrifying live shows and chart-topping tracks, Bruno has been a dominant force in the music scene for years. However, in recent times, the star has taken a step back, leaving fans and critics wondering about his sudden disappearance. After several years of speculation and wild theories regarding his break from the music industry, the 38-year-old musician is finally ready to reveal what's been going on behind the scenes. Let's take a closer look at the surprising reasons for his hiatus and trace the path that led him to this point in his career. Early life and musical roots. Born Peter Gene Hernandez on October 8 in 1985 in Honolulu, Hawaii, Bruno Mars grew up in the vibrant neighborhood of Waikiki. His father, Peter Hernandez, was Puerto Rican with Jewish roots from Brooklyn, while his mother, Bernadette San Pedro Bayot, was a Filipino immigrant with Spanish ancestry. Both parents were involved in the arts. His mother was a hula dancer, and his father was a drummer. Their shared passion for music and performance played a significant role in shaping young Bruno's interests. From an early age, Bruno was immersed in a mix of musical genres that included rock and roll, reggae, hip-hop, and R&B. His mother's singing and dancing, combined with his father's love for Little Richard's music, left a lasting impact on him, and these diverse sounds would influence the unique musical style he would later become famous for. When Bruno was just 2 years old, his father gave him the nickname Bruno, believing he resembled the professional wrestler Bruno Sammartino. Growing up in a musical household, Bruno was one of 6 children. His early exposure to live performances set the stage for his future as a performer. At just 3 years old, his uncle, an Elvis Presley impersonator, introduced him to the music of Elvis and Michael Jackson, sparking a passion for singing. By the time he was 4, Bruno was already performing with his family's band, the Love Notes, 5 days a week. He even gained a bit of local fame in Hawaii for his Elvis impersonations. One of the more memorable moments from Bruno's childhood was when he experienced a small accident during a performance of Can't Help Falling in Love. Despite this mishap, Bruno's love for performing never waned. By the age of 5, he was getting recognition in local media, being featured in the Hawaiian tabloid Midweek as Little Elvis. Bruno also performed at the Aloha Bowl's halftime show and made a cameo in the film Honeymoon in Vegas. Throughout elementary school, Bruno continued to perform regularly with his family, covering classic songs from artists like Frankie Lyman and Little Anthony. He also began experimenting with different musical instruments, including drums, guitar, piano, and percussion, showcasing his versatility from an early age. However, when Bruno was 12, his life took a dramatic turn. His parents divorced, which led to the disbanding of the Love Notes. With his father's businesses struggling, Bruno's family faced significant financial difficulties. They were forced to move to less affluent areas of Hawaii and even spent time living in a car or in an abandoned bird sanctuary known as Paradise Park. Despite these hardships, Bruno remained focused on his music dreams. His time as an Elvis impersonator had a profound effect on his stage presence, and as he grew older, he found inspiration in musical legends like Jimi Hendrix, whose exceptional guitar skills pushed Bruno to learn the instrument himself. Bruno often reflects on how his Hawaiian upbringing and musical influences shaped him, helping mold him into the dynamic performer he would become. Break into the music industry. While attending Theodore Roosevelt High School in Honolulu, Bruno continued to nurture his musical talents. He joined a band called the Schoolboys, performing at various local events and even opening for his father's new band. During high school, Bruno became a local celebrity in Hawaii, landing performances at notable gigs, including impersonating Michael Jackson at a celebrity impersonator event. Bruno's big break came when his sister, who was living in Los Angeles, played his demo for Mike Lynn, the head of AINDR at Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment. Impressed by his talent, Lynn invited Bruno to Los Angeles in 2003, just after he graduated from high school at the age of 17. Bruno packed up and moved to LA to chase his dreams of becoming a professional musician. Upon arrival, he was struck by the poverty and rough conditions of the area he settled in, but he remained determined. In Los Angeles, Bruno adopted the stage name Bruno Mars, a combination of his childhood nickname and the name Mars, which added a bit of flair and reflected his belief that people often told him he was out of this world. The name also helped him avoid being pigeonholed as a Latin artist, which the industry initially tried to do by pushing him to sing in Spanish, something Bruno was not interested in. In 2004, Bruno signed with Motown Records, but unfortunately, the deal didn't lead to the breakthrough he had hoped for. He also struggled to connect with other major figures in the music industry, including Will.i.am's management. Despite the setbacks, Bruno's time with Motown proved valuable, as it led him to meet Philip Lawrence, a talented songwriter and producer who would become one of his closest collaborators. Bruno's time at Motown was short-lived, and he was dropped from the label within a year. Undeterred, he decided to stay in Los Angeles and continue his pursuit of a music career. In 2005, he signed a music publishing deal with Steve Lindsay and Cameron Strang at Westside Independent, where he learned the ins and outs of writing successful pop music. It was during this time that Bruno, along with songwriters Brody Brown and Jeff Basker, started to refine his craft and develop his own sound, even though it would take several years before his big break. In 2006, Lawrence introduced Bruno to Aaron Bashuk, who would later become his AANDR manager at Atlantic Records. Despite being impressed with Bruno's guitar skills, Atlantic Records initially hesitated to sign him, believing he still needed time to develop as an artist. However, after nearly 3 years of struggling and facing constant rejection, Bruno's persistence began to pay off. The road to stardom. In 2008, Bruno and Lawrence were nearly ready to give up, but a call from Brandon Creed, who was looking for songs for the boy band Menudo, reignited their hopes. Creed purchased the song Lost from Bruno, originally written for himself, for $20,000, a significant financial boost that kept them going. Creed would go on to become Bruno's manager for the next 9 years. Before his solo career took off, Bruno made a name for himself as a sought-after music producer, working with artists like Alexandra Burke, Adam Levine, Brandy, and Sean Kingston. One of his major early successes was co-writing the smash hit Right Round for Flo Rida in 2009, a track Bruno considers a pivotal moment in his career. He also worked on various other projects, contributing to hits like the Shabs' Get Sexy, and collaborating with Jason Mraz and Travie McCoy. Bruno's rise to solo stardom was fast and furious. His collaborations with B.O.B. on Nothing on You and with Travie McCoy on Billionaire showcased his exceptional songwriting and vocal abilities. These songs became massive hits, with Nothing on You topping the Billboard Hot 100 and the UK singles chart. Bruno often reflects on how, if he had sung the entire track of Nothing on You, it could have sounded like classic 90s R&B. His contributions to these collaborations were a crucial step in cementing his place as a major force in the music industry. Despite achieving worldwide fame, Bruno's recent absence from the music scene has left fans wondering about his next steps. As he opens up about his time away from the spotlight, it's clear that his journey to stardom hasn't been without challenges, but with his immense talent and a career full of chart-topping hits, Bruno Mars's legacy in the music world remains undeniable. Bruno Mars's rise to fame is a remarkable story of resilience, creativity, and overcoming personal and professional challenges. His musical journey has not only been defined by his incredible talent, but also by the ups and downs that come with being in the public eye. In 2010, Bruno Mars released his debut extended play, EP, titled It's Better If You Don't Understand, marking a significant turning point in his career. This EP was a crucial milestone in his transition from being a behind-the-scenes songwriter to stepping into the spotlight as a solo artist. Although the EP only peaked at number 99 on the US Billboard 200 chart, it was still an essential step in establishing his presence in the music scene. One of the standout tracks from the EP was The Other Side, which featured collaborations with CeeLo Green and B.O.B. These collaborations showcased Mars's versatility as an artist and solidified his reputation as someone who could collaborate with high-profile names in the industry. As his popularity continued to grow, Bruno Mars faced new challenges, namely the pressures of fame and the demanding nature of the music business. These challenges tested his resilience and adaptability. While he continued to rise financially and professionally, navigating these challenges became an integral part of his journey, allowing him to learn and grow as an artist. Bruno Mars' financial success mirrored his professional achievements. In 2013, Billboard estimated his earnings to be around $18.8 million, making him the 12th highest paid musician of the year. This was just the beginning of his financial ascent. By 2014, Forbes began tracking his earnings, reporting that Mars had made an impressive $60 million between June 2013 and June 2014, placing him 13th on their Celebrity 100 list. By 2017, Mars had risen to 6th place on the Forbes list of the world's highest paid celebrities, earning $9 million from June 2016 to June 2017. The following year, in 2018, Forbes named Mars America's highest paid musician with a staggering $100 million in earnings. This sum also earned him the 11th spot on the Celebrity 100 list, marking his highest annual earnings to date. In 2019, Mars continued to solidify his place among the elite, ranking 54th on the Forbes Celebrity 100 list with earnings of $51.5 million. Despite his soaring financial success, Bruno Mars' journey to stardom wasn't without its legal battles and personal challenges, just like many other celebrities. One notable legal issue occurred in September 2010 when Mars was arrested following a performance at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Security became suspicious when Mars spent an unusually long time in a bathroom stall, leading to his arrest. During the ordeal, Mars admitted to making a foolish mistake and expressed regret. In retrospect, he was surprised by how the situation unfolded, but he used the experience as a lesson in personal growth. The charges, which were serious, were eventually dropped after Mars completed community service and attended educational courses, marking the end of this chapter in his life. The incident did not define him, but instead, it became a learning experience that helped shape his character, serving as an example of resilience for his fans. Mars's legal troubles did not end with this incident. In January 2014, a lawsuit was filed against him and rapper Travie McCoy by Demetrius Proctor, who claimed that their song Billionaire, which Mars co-wrote, had copied his music. Proctor argued that the song's melody was too similar to his own, and he had a copyright certificate to back up his claim. However, the court dismissed the lawsuit, citing several issues with Proctor's case. Notably, Proctor had not properly served McCoy with the lawsuit, and he was unable to specify which parts of his work had been copied, weakening his claims. Despite this legal hiccup, Mars' career continued to soar. In December 2012, Mars released his second studio album, Unorthodox Jukebox, which debuted at number 2 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart and sold 192,000 copies in its first week. The album went on to top the charts in several countries, including Australia, Canada, Switzerland, and the UK. With over 6 million copies sold worldwide, Unorthodox Jukebox cemented Mars' place as one of the biggest pop stars of the 2010s, navigating the music industry without encountering significant controversies. However, in 2016, Bruno Mars faced a legal storm surrounding his hit song Uptown Funk, which had already taken the charts by storm. The track, produced by Mark Ronson and featuring Mars, became embroiled in a copyright infringement controversy. Members of the Gap Band, along with their producer, claimed that Uptown Funk bore striking similarities to their 1979 song, Oops, Upside Your Head. As a result, they were credited as co-writers of Uptown Funk and received 17% of the publishing royalties. Other artists, such as the Serbian artist Victoria And groups like The Sequence and Collage also filed lawsuits claiming similarities to their own works. Though some lawsuits were dropped over time, this controversy highlighted the ongoing tensions in the music industry about copyright and originality. The legal battles surrounding Uptown Funk sparked broader conversations about the fine line between musical inspiration and outright copying. Some argued that Mars and Ronson had created a fresh take on the funk genre, while others felt the track was too derivative, raising questions about ownership and the responsibilities of modern artists to acknowledge their influences. There were also discussions about cultural appropriation, with critics accusing Mars of borrowing from Black artists without proper credit. However, supporters defended Mars, asserting that his work celebrated the roots of funk music.